What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sideline to Baseline with your host MB and Klew.
Klew.
What's going on, y'all? We're excited to be in front of you again, man. Definitely want to give shout outs, definitely, and our condolences to the Graham family. A great pillar of the community down here in Orlando. I will be laid to rest on tomorrow morning. AAU, before it was AAU like it is today, LB. I'm talking about it were two teams, Earl Graham and Arthur Jackson. Boy, you didn't make them two, boy. You wasn't what they said you was, LB. You know, a boy talking about, yeah, I was a hooper. I used to get it in.
Right.
Hey, that's the question for our age group, LB and older. You played for Coach Graham? No. You played for Coach Jackson? Who is that? Okay, then. You ball? Okay, yeah. You just move on. LB, he just told you he wasn't nobody.
Right. He just told you his resume, huh? He just gave you his resume.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's all that meant, LB. You wasn't nobody. You were who you thought you was, in my Denny Green voice. So, hey. Oh, you gonna say something?
No. I'm just laughing. So, I was reading that article.
NFL playoffs today, man, and
playoffs.
MB, you know how I am. I cannot stand to watch a lot of commentating and on the games and stuff like that. I never want to be swayed. However, I was sitting in front of the TV, ESPN. I guess somehow I was watching something recorded, and then it went off, and ESPN came on, and it seemed like everybody's focused on Aaron Rodgers' legacy. We hearing that legacy talk with him. Have you noticed that at all?
I really don't watch stuff as well.
Right. So that was interesting to me, though, because I'm not one to, that to me is that same foolery that I felt like they threw in Drew Brees' face after the game. Like, I don't want to hear about your legacy. I'm in your locker room. I'm talking about what we finna do today. And the media kind of a lot of times gets they create the narratives, of what the game is about. No, the game is about, Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Those are the heavy hitters. But really, let's not get it twisted, man. The game about that Buccaneers secondary, MB. That's really what it's gonna boil down to, because let's face it, Tommy Terrific, I call him that because what he has done, not what he's doing. Tommy Terrific is his name because what he has done, again, not what he's doing, LB. So I'm saying that to say he ain't gonna put up enough points. Period. So it's gonna be about that Bucs defense, and can they have a great game like they did last week? If they can do that, MB, I think the Bucs move forward into the Super Bowl. If Aaron Rodgers has his way like he has all year, then it's a wrap. But I do not think the Tom Brady Aaron Rodgers matchup is really the matchup that we got to keep our eye on, MB.
Yeah, I definitely, that's not the big narrative like it's been in the past, but so you're definitely right on that. I think now Tom is part of a combination or solution or whatever passcode. He's just not to put him in and that's it, and he's the difference. Like, he's carrying the team like he's done in the past, especially offensively. But one thing I would say, though, like I say, he's part of the recipe. How about that, for success? I like that term better. Recipe for success. And since that week 12 loss against Kansas City, he's been Tommy Terrific, believe it or not, you know. So he's been 134, 209, 16 touches, and only one interception with the
Right.
quarterback rating of 117.
Right.
So in order for them to have the success, right, he's gonna have to be Tommy Terrific, because that Green Bay defense is gonna get him some opportunities. Now let's dig a little deeper in that. Now he hasn't been Tommy Terrific as far as he beating, like, okay, they're just passing the ball nonstop. No,
Putting up a lot of points is what I'm stuck on.
Yeah, well, they've been offensively, though, that offense has been getting in a rhythm. They've been running the ball more balanced, especially of late in the offense, in the playoff. You see Leonard Fournette, you see Jones, you see this, you see the combination. So it's just not Tommy Terrific. Like I said, he's part of the recipe. He's part of the equation. And so he's going to have to be that in order for them to come out on top. And like you said, the bigger narrative to me is when you talk about the number one offense, scoring offense in the league, and you talk about Tampa Bay, which defense, to me, the biggest question is what defense is going to show up, because they've been like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde,
Right. That
man, when they're on like they're on last week and like they were on week 6.
Correct.
I mean, they're special. I mean, they made Aaron Rodgers look like he was Superman with kryptonite,
Right.
And because they jumped out, Green Bay jumped out 10-point lead and looked like they pulled out some kryptonite, and then he threw 2 picks and did this, and especially for a team that only had committed 11 turnovers, where 2 of them came in this game. And so from that standpoint, can Tampa do it again? Can they dominate and do it again? Because like I said, they did it against them in week 6, and they did against New Orleans last week, and they made Drew Brees look like he was already retired, So that's the thought process,
Right. That's and I agree. I think we definitely boil it down to you feel like Tommy has to be terrific. And I can see where that, that definitely plays a role. I just, point wise, man, I just don't think he's there anymore. And that's why I agree with you 1,000% when you say defensively, Tampa got to show up again. I think they show up defensively, they'll walk with this. They playing for the Super Bowl and adding to Tommy Terrific's legacy. However, I really feel like what Green Bay is doing with on offense, obviously having probably arguably the best receiver in football in Devontae Adams, and then what is it, Alan Lazard, or I can't think of his first name, Lazard, the tight end. That's playing his butt off. If he can make a ton of plays, mid range, and make plays in the offense passing game. I mean, I think I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy, man, and I think I'm gonna go with Aaron, man. I think this one to me is gonna be the Packers playing for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no doubt. I think like you mentioned, defensively, obviously Tampa's defense got to play a big role in getting some stops. But I think in order for Tampa to win this game, offensively, they're gonna have to show up as well and do what they've been doing, formula running the ball, balance attack. Because if there's anything to be had, like when you saw last week game against the Rams. Obviously Aaron Rodgers was on fire. Rams couldn't touch him, couldn't get him. But then the Rams still gave themselves a chance in the early part. But when they got behind, it just made it one side where they was able to run the ball some, like Cam Akers almost had like 90-something yards or something like that. But then because they couldn't put any points on the board, then now the game became one-dimensional. And to me, that's what Tampa can't afford to do. Tampa's got their offense is better, especially of late. I hate to see Antonio Brown out, but that offense, as of late, they've been hitting on all cylinders and getting better and better and better and just peaking at the right time, And
Right.
so they're sometimes the best defense is an offense, especially a scoring offense when you talk about uh, going against Green Bay. So I was thinking Tampa Bay defense, if they can, which they can muster up some stops and then offensively uh, Tampa Bay stick to what got them there.
Right.
Then man, it could be really a good game, and they can, if they can come out and it could possibly upset them, but definitely that's a big if. And to do it again against Aaron Rodgers, especially at home against Green Bay, Lambeau Field, I don't know. And then Tommy Terrific, you know, sometimes he make careless mistakes. That's why the running games helps him out a lot as well, especially when you get pressure on him in there. I think in a 5 of the games they lost. I mean, they gave up more sacks in the games they lost than they gave up in the 11 games they won. So obviously keeping him clean is a big factor to it as well.
Right. And Unc around here talking about that weather and that being a factor.
Yeah, no doubt. That's always a factor, especially if it
Yeah.
snows.
Right. Right. 25 degrees ain't really super tough for Green Bay, meaning like this, during this time of year. We've seen it lower in playoffs for Green Bay this time of year. However, with a team like Tampa that's used to playing in warm weather, let's just face it, it's not easy going down there and strapping it up. The ball, them balls get slick, man. When we talking about just from an offensive standpoint, defensively, the only thing MB, I can say why I didn't like cold games is, and I don't know if this is some of the stuff we never talked about, and I'll ask you, MB. The reason why I couldn't stand cold games was number one, I'm a Florida boy, it's cold. Number two, MB, I never wanted to go in for halftime because your body, you go in there, that heat, you thaw out, you come back, you start all over. So I wanted to sit out on the field for halftime. I didn't want to go in. And then the third, MB, those are the games where I felt every hit I gave. Like you feel it. Like, so that's a shocker.
Right.
You used to deliver punishment, but you hitting people and you like, golly.
Right.
So you like, I don't even want to hit hard.
Right. That's the thing right there for me is just like, you like get electrocuted or you feel the hit yourself. You feel what you hit. And then the other thing I hate, man, is when my fingers get cold, I used to hate that.
Right.
Oh my God. So I used to keep the little in the little pocket. You can keep those warm, little hand warmers and you have the thing. But other than that, that was fine. Now, one time it didn't happen when I was playing, but I went to watch my boy. They made the playoff, and it was the Music City Miracle. When the Titans beat Buffalo, and I was there at that game, man. And man, oh man, this is the first time I haven't been. The worst feeling I think I didn't happen as a player, but man, when your feet get cold, oh my God, that is bad.
Wow.
Because oh man, my feet got cold. Oh my God, that was a bad feeling, bro. I don't wish that on nobody.
And the other thing, MB, I'm sure it's a mental thing and their adrenaline is involved, but I never was cold on the field. But time you get off to the sideline, you like realize that it's 25 degrees again.
Oh yeah, because you're not running around. Yeah, you're running around. It's a little bit different and stuff. You're on the field, you're running around. It's a whole lot different.
Right.
Whole lot different. But when you get on that sideline, obviously, you got those. I love those heated bench when you put your feet in and the heat come out and all that stuff. The white ones and stuff they have. So that's real good. But yeah, you get on that sideline. You can't ask the equipment manager for enough coats and hand warmers.
That stuff worked for me, man.
All that.
I was freezing on that sideline.
Yeah, I mean, because just like you said, when you out there running around, it's good. I got the natural thermostat in me, but then when I come sit down, I was trying to get in, and then they had the old school heater that you go stand in front of too, So yeah, I got it in,
Yeah, I thought I was gonna melt going that close. Hey, I wanted to jump in there. It was too cold. I wanted to jump in that thing.
Yeah, no, running around that helped me out a lot, you know.
What Double A say? MB didn't get the +1 invite to the inauguration. What's up with that?
Hey, Double A, man, who you got on this Buck Packers game, man? Who y'all got? Chime in on it. Who you guys got?
And it sounds like you going with Green Bay because of that cold weather. You old Ohio player. Uncle old Ohio player, so he figured that cold weather gonna play a role.
Yeah, you know what? When you let you know, I was thinking about this matchup, right? So let me get your advantage, get your particulars on this, right? The Buck running game versus Packers run defense. Who Buck right now they rank 28 rushing, right? And the Packs is 13. Who you get an edge to on that?
I mean, I think it's gonna be Green Bay. I think they
You
do a
think
good
Green Bay
job.
run defense is better than the Buccaneers
Right,
run
because the
offense?
Bucks really, like you said, they've gotten in rhythm, but that rhythm has been mediocre. When you talk about run game, they haven't, won a lot of games just on ground and pound. You know what I mean? Tommy Terrific has had to play well every game as well. He had to produce as well. You couldn't just hand it off, pull a Tannehill and just depend on that run game.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Taking shots at my man Tannehill. Come back, player of the year. Come back, player of the year. You taking shots at him, man. No, but when they played Green Bay earlier in the season, that was the thing, man. You had Ronald Jones had over 100 yards, man. That was the formula. Defense and turnovers had over 100 yards and stuff. It's just a matter of me is they're going to be committed to it because, like I said, they look at last week film when Rams was running against Packers. Man, I'd be encouraged, like, yo, bro, we can get some runs here, man. Especially like the playoff, you got to look at it. It's the third road game for them, right? And so, I mean, they trying to be one of 4 teams that went to the Super Bowl on win road games. So, to me, you got to pack. You know, we always talk about defense and special team when you go on the road, but for me, in order for them to be successful, they got to be committed on running the ball. So hopefully, they understand that that's what's got them there because when they beat them at home, they had over 100, and then in the playoffs, they've been running the ball successfully well. So I think they got it. So if they commit to it, I get them the edge. What about the Packers run offense versus the Bucks #1 run defense?
Repeat that, MB.
The Packers run game, Aaron Jones, the Packers running the ball last week. They did a good job. They reign 8th in the league right now versus the Tampa Bay run defense, they've been stingy the last 2 years. They've been leading #1 in the league versus run defense. Who you think got the advantage there?
Well, they got they homeboy back in Devin White, and he showed up and showed out last week. Had 11 tackles. I mean, he's a problem. He's definitely going to be a problem. I think the Packers never, watch this, MB. The Packers commit, and they've done this even under Brett Favre. They commit to the run, but they do it in a different way because they may come out with 5 wides the first play, and then before you know it, they in old school 21. How about that, MB? Old school 21 personnel downhill, like for 2 series in a row. And then you finally get your package together to stop the run, and here they go bringing the speed guys back out. So I think they've never, even under Brett Favre and especially now under Aaron Rodgers, they don't really give you the ability because Aaron Rodgers, what he does to him, think about this. If they get a positive run play, he may hurry up to the line and do it again. And then you again, like, oh, they about to start eating. No, now he play action and down the field. So he does a great job of mixing it up. So because of that, like if they were a normal team, and I ain't gonna hate again, I'm gonna leave it alone, where they gonna come out and just ground and pound, I would go with the Bucks. But because of the way they're gonna run the ball, MB, I'm gonna get at the Green Bay as well.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's because of the way they're going to do it, not necessarily just the run game. Because they don't. I think they break tendencies on purpose to run or not run the ball. Green Bay does because they give Aaron Rodgers so much leeway to call it. So you trying to call a game based off of OC, but you got to put it into consideration. The OC and the quarterback are calling the play, so it's not like you and I, MB, where we got the breakdown and we know and we kind of understand what the OC is trying to do to us, because you
Mm-hmm.
got to throw in the mix. It was kind of like the same way. Remember playing Peyton Manning? You're not really playing against that OC all the time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because Peyton Manning got so much leeway that he's gonna break all those tendencies that you
Mm-hmm.
can see from the OC. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're just saying that they're going to give it to you in a variety of different ways, and then Rogers has the ability, if he sees something else, to call an audible and get a,
Right,
take advantage of the defense. Yeah, I see that. You know, I see that. Yeah.
right.
What
Um,
about the Bucks passing game versus Packers pass defense? What's your thoughts on that?
so the Bucks passing game, I think they're gonna have success. But again, Tommy Terrific is not gonna be down the field. You know what I mean? I mean, Tom is still throwing. He's still dinking and dunking, man. Let not let not act like he going out there and he going yard. That's not what's happening anymore. Um, I think he's gonna be successful because he's gonna find holes. He's gonna move the chains, which
Mm-hmm.
he does a good job of. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I give the Bucks the edge.
Yeah, you know what? But I read somewhere. Well, shoot, I think I saw it on TV. Now they were saying the Bucks is like they're number 2 in the league as far as downfield passes.
Uh,
Yes.
what is that plus what though, MB?
Plus, what you mean? Oh, plus 20. They're like
That's
second in the league for
hard
downfield
like that.
passes and stuff. They in the pass game is a big game when it's 20 yards and the running game is 10. But they're like second. They're like, I think I saw the stat was like they was number 2. So because I know that was a question mark going, and I know I had that question mark going into when he went to Tampa. I was like, man, he ain't got that arm like that. But surprisingly, man, they've been taking shots and somebody was saying they were number 2. So,
Right.
but that's the thing. So, but you know what? I think to me, man, what happens with the running game, that whole thing, that's been open up the picture and stuff and getting things going. And then somebody mentioned about Antonio Brown. I think he's been using the season to get into it, and he's been the last 4 or 5 games. You take out this New Orleans game, he's been having like 4 or 5 touchdowns. So him being out, right? That's
Right.
definitely, to me. I know he haven't been getting a lot of credit and whatnot, but you see the production over the past few games that he's been showing up and showing out, and Gronk been getting acclimated, starting to show up for playoff and stuff like that. So losing him definitely going to hurt the passing game.
Yeah, and talk about that because Unc just threw out there they're gonna have to utilize AB. Well, AB's out this game, but I think he's saying the Gronk as well. Talk
Yeah.
about Gronk, MB, because I mean he been MIA.
Well, not really. When you talk about, he been you talking about in the field, but
Right.
in the man, I listen and be remembering stuff, but in the red zone and stuff, I don't know what his stats is, but he's been showing up. He's been starting showing up. He's been, when you talk about the season, yeah, but this last part of the season, Gronk's been showing up, man. He's been. I don't have the stats in front of me, and I could be wrong.
I
We
think
can
the
look them up.
first playoff win, not last week, but the first playoff win, he didn't even have a catch.
Let me see.
Like no catch and only one thrown at.
Hold on. Let's see. I got to pull it up, but I know they was talking about playoff, and I think he did. But let me. I don't want to. You know what? I got to watch what I say with you. You still owe me 10 push-ups.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me see.
Um,
Go ahead. Go to something else. I'm gonna see if I see
we're
the
gonna
good.
go to Buffalo and them Super Bowl champs, Kansas City Chiefs. So MB got the he's a rule guy, so he got to bring out to us how Patrick Mahomes made this protocol without them backing up the game 3-4 days, because I knew the NFL was gonna let that happen. They were gonna do whatever they had to do.
What you
They
say?
were gonna pull Ohio State if they had to. Hey, they were gonna pull Ohio State if they had to make sure that Patrick Mahomes played. MB, I think the Bucks have had a great season. Obviously, coached very well, turned around a team. The last 2 years that prior to that was a laughing stock, and people trying to figure out how to get them into Canada. Now, earned a ton of respect, playing for the AFC Championship. MB,
Right.
that's huge. I mean, last time we thinking about Buffalo in this way, MB. We watching Bruce Smith come off that edge, man.
Right.
We were throwing it like Jim Kelly,
Right.
one of the Miami boys. I mean, man, like I just remember, Cornelius Bennett out there, baby, getting them
Right.
more than they wanted. So, man, it just brings back those kind of memories, and it's so funny because here we are with a Buffalo Bill team that is really guys we don't know, MB.
Right.
But they playing hard, they playing the right way. But I'm sorry, MB, whatever you gonna ask me, get what?
Well,
Kansas City, Buffalo defense gonna kill Kansas City defense. I mean, Buffalo's offense will kill Kansas City defense, and it won't matter. That's my assessment of this game.
so so Buffalo defense will kill I'm
No,
sorry.
right,
Yeah. Buffalo offense will kill Kansas City defense.
right, and it doesn't matter.
And you said it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, this a good game here. When you look at it, man. And then I look at the thing you saying about Grunt. You're right. He didn't have any catches. What I was making reference to, that's why I say I look at the stats. They talked about his 7 catches in the 7 touchdown receptions this year. In the red zone as a tight end. That's what what's the name was making reference to. So that's what I was referring to. But that's what they were talking about. And then since the Kansas City game, he had 6 catches. The Kansas City game. Remember I told you about the big turnaround in Week 12. So they had 6 catches. He had 6 catches for Kansas City for 106 yards. And then from there, he had 2 catches, 2 touchdowns versus Detroit. He had another touchdown versus Minnesota. So that's what they was talking about, his threat in the red zone,
Right.
But yeah, so Buffalo, man, and wow, you're right, man. I mean, the biggest question mark with Patrick Mahomes, man, Mahomes, right? He's back. He's gonna be able to play. But to me, as far as concussion, like you said, man, I knew he was gonna play with the concussion. I'm more concerned about the foot, be honest with you, because remember that last game, he had the foot before he got the concussion. And so he was limited when he was scrambling around. But you're right, man. It's when the first time they played him, Buffalo was like, because Buffalo do a good job, Leslie Frazier, Sean McDermott, as far as taking away what you do well. Right. So they did like and this is another week 6 matchup. And man, they just like, man, we ain't getting beat over top. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then Mahomes, he had 80% completion. So but it was all underneath, and they was like, then the running game, they had like over 245 yards rushing and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a good one, man. See what happened in Buffalo, man. Offense, they didn't show up. So that was one of the games they didn't show up. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's just your offense has to play well and your defense has to play well.
Yeah.
You can't slack. in any area. And then you gotta be careful on special teams because a guy like Tyreek Hill is gonna show up in special teams in games like this.
Yeah.
You can bank on that. So now your special teams has to play well because they trying to pop them and bust them any way they possibly can. And like you said, if you don't allow them to go over the top, that's great. And that's what you got. You got to sell out with that though. So you can't get nosy if they walk down the field 2 or 3 times, MB. You know what I mean?
And no doubt. And that's they I guess what last game, what it was what was the score last game? Yeah, that's what they committed to, defensively. But I think they got to do a better job of mixing stuff up, like you're saying, because like you say, you got to stick with it and whatnot. And so I've been really impressed with Buffalo defense as far as but against one-dimensional team, this Kansas City, man, what they do, man, is because the same Buffalo defense, they kind of struggle against Indianapolis Colts. The Colts mixed that thing up, and I see Kansas.
Tell her what it really is. The play calling, the offensive genius, and Eric Bieniemy, because Andy Reid turned that thing over to him, man, last year. Quit with all that foolishness by Andy Reid doing everything. That's Eric Bieniemy's offense, and he gonna unload tomorrow. He got something for him.
Give him the credit, baby. Give him the credit. Talk to him, Klew. Talk to him. Talk to him. Be John King, man. Promote him, baby.
Because MB pre-show was dropping nuggets on me, and I let him know already. Look, Eric, we ain't taking that Philly job. Let's not do it. And then unless we get it writing from Deshaun to us, a separate contract, he ain't going nowhere. We ain't messing with that either. That's that foolery too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Go ahead.
And if you do go there, you got to have a say. Deshaun talking about a say, we might have to fire this GM and bring in another one. Because that's the other problem, MB. The tough part is he coming there and you interviewing for the relationship with that general manager too. I just don't like it. I want him to have a situation where he can come in and have some at least continuity or better yet, some more control over his future. And I just wouldn't jump into situations. Let's face it, the Philly situation is poison right now. Like, great job, coach. They just hired a guy, something
from the Indianapolis Colts,
right?
Yeah, offensive coordinator.
They just hired him, MB. But on the flip side, like, he's walking to a situation where he can't tell us right now who his quarterback is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then watch this. Once he goes through training camp, that attitude might change, and he don't have the power to do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem for me. That's not a situation as a head coach that I want to put myself into if I'm Eric Bieniemy.
I mean, if you Eric Bieniemy, I think, like you said, he don't know who his quarterback is. On paper, they telling him who his quarterback is,
and that's a problem.
And so I think that's what helped them get the job, just because Frank Wright was the quarterback coach when he had his success at Philly. So just the fact, because of that indirect relationship, right, coming from that helped them get the job. So that's the only thing I disagree. He know who his quarterback is now. Can he turn it around? How long that's going to last, I don't know. But I think that's the reason why, that to me, that is definitely the reason why he came out of nowhere and got that job. Not to say I don't know him personally, whatnot. Everything I heard off the bottom, is smart dude. He's great coach and all this stuff. But yeah, that's the main reason. Don't get it twisted. That's the reason why he got the job, and that's the reason why Doug Peterson was like, from my understanding, like, nah, their relationship, because what's the name, asking for a trade. He was asking to get out of there. So that's.
And digging even deeper, MB, couple things that come to mind. Why doesn't Washington try to make something happen with Jalen Hurts now, since they done made their decision in Philly? And why didn't Philly, because, and then Jalen needs to turn into an NBA diva right now and start trying to force his way to getting up out of there.
You said why don't Washington make Washington? Who you talking
football
about?
team.
For Hurts?
Football team.
For Hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like,
I know
they can't play there. He's already proven to everybody. I don't care if you're an Eagle fan or not, because we know what them Eagle fans gonna do. Time Carson Wentz go out there with that foolishness. The first 3 and out he get, them boo birds gonna fly around there. So they're gonna be having to fight the papers, the fans, and they got a stud sitting behind them. That's too much. They got to get rid of that heat. That will hurt them more.
Yeah, and I know we talked about the players now having a power to force a trade. Hurts, he not there yet as that. I know you ain't got to be no Hall of Famer, but he's a second round pick. He don't have that clout to do that.
He's proven to all us he's a starter.
Yeah, but I don't think Klew, I don't know. I don't think he has a clout where he still play. What, he'll play like 3 or 4 games? I don't think he has the clout where he could force a trade and be like, man, he's still proving himself. Like,
But see, I think the situation there right now is he don't necessarily have to do much to force it, because if you think about it, that situation just got a Super Bowl winning head football coach fired. So it's already, you know what I mean? You can say he ain't had nothing to do with it and it happens. But that thing is already boiling over if it gets a Super Bowl winning head football coach fired. That situation is you can't hide that. You can't put a top on that thing right now, MB.
So you're saying that, but I'm responding to the fact you were saying how he should go and force a trade to like Washington or stay on the table. That's what I was saying to.
Yeah, so maybe that's bad verbiage, but in that situation, it almost ain't forced. It's like, hey, have y'all taken a look? Agent making a phone call and say, hey, have y'all taken a look at possibly moving Jalen? Like, it's almost just like throw it out there, because again, MB, that's the elephant in the room. Think about being on that team. Think about that. Mm-hmm. Like, we out there scrimmaging, playing, doing OTAs, and then training camp, and we like, ooh, woo! You know what I'm saying? Everybody wearing it on their chest. Like, golly, they don't get that boy, young boy out there, boy, golly, we gonna struggle. How stuff like that, MB, it's glaring.
But I'm saying, you know what?
And they're screaming about it.
Yeah, it's not new to it, because then they went through it with Nick Foles.
Yes.
After he was, so it's not new, to him,
Which is why Nick Foles got moved as well.
Well, yeah. Well, wasn't he a free agent? That's what happened. He became a free agent. He just signed. He was able to leave, but they didn't force.
But still,
he could have easily forced the hand, but he didn't. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he became a free agent, ended up going to Jacksonville getting paid.
Right.
But so I don't know with Jalen. I mean, to me, they may say, okay, Jalen insurance blanket, like his agent. I agree with you. His agent can request it, but to me, they'll be foolish to they'll be like, "No, child, please sit on down somewhere. We'll just deal with it." You know what I'm saying?
Now, see, they done doubled down on Carson Wentz.
Exactly.
He did ask to be traded, but that was when Jalen was started. But they fired the head coach to stop that trade talk.
Yeah, no, he
stopped talk when Frank Wright left. He did. They went to him and say, "Listen, this is your team, and we gonna show you it's your team." And then he saw his coach getting fired. So the trade talk immediately dissipated. But what I'm talking about is Jalen Hurts now is in a position to start talking like that. Talking really the same way. And not really having to, like MB saying, they done been through this situation before. Somebody had to go. They're in it again. I'm gonna say MB. Somebody got to go again. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And I think we already know who that somebody's gonna be. Jalen Hurts. They just, and Carson Wentz gonna sink them back into oblivion because he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback that wasn't a quarterback for the Super Bowl.
You say that again? Say what again?
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback that wasn't a quarterback for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it right now. So, because I know after the season, yeah, I mean, they dealt with it before. I mean, wasn't it like you said, his agent can make that request, but they ain't gonna get rid of no Jalen Hurts. They're gonna keep him because just in case the Carson thing don't work out or get injured, they know they got a proven guy that don't take a lot of cap. So they really ain't forced to trade him. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. We go definitely be on two different sides of this fence. I believe he up out of there. Like I don't think.
So you think he's up out of there? You think they're gonna trade him or get rid of him?
Yeah. Because I think listen, MB, that they probably get a first round pick out of that. To a team like Washington, they'll get a first round pick out of that.
Go ahead.
I think that there's enough teams that need a guy that he's done enough on the field that I feel like they definitely have to move him, and I think they'll be excited about moving him because remember, I don't believe in Carson, but Philly does. So that's where they're working from. They're working from that idea that he's our guy. We believe in him. He's going to take us back to the promised land. Okay, in that case, to be able to get a second pick out of another team, oh, that's a win. Forgiving
I guess
don't care about.
I guess with me, you come with Nick Foles and he won the Super Bowl for you, right? Uh-huh. And he was and then you had teams that was on the height of like, man, they need a quarterback. This guy just won a Super Bowl. He had all the momentum, and they didn't. I mean, they was like, no, we're gonna sit here and thank God they did because Carson ended up hurting his back. You know,
right?
He was hurt, but they stood put. They stood pat, and I know they could have got a first round pick from him possibly. I think to Minnesota or something like that. I forgot who was trying to get him. But I don't know. I just think you're right in that regards. I mean, Hurts he's second round pick. You make a squeeze out of first and get what you want. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a good. It could happen if they see what's in the draft. They can use that to get another guy. Who knows? You know. But I just don't. I don't see why they would do it because just because right now Hurts is cheap. He's second round pick. He ain't got no power. But like you said, yeah. I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. There's definitely a possibility.
So, so I think our picks are pretty. Wait, MB, I'm not sure who you picked with the Green Packer and Buck game. I'm going with the Packers.
I'm gonna go with the Packers too.
Okay, and then I think we both agree with the second one.
No doubt. No doubt.
I think that was both of our Super Bowl picks as well. And we gonna stay with it. So look at man, let's move on to a little NBA, man. I've been chomping at the bit for the last 2-3 shows, man.
I know you're gonna take this. You've been chomping at this.
That everybody's now known from that we didn't get a chance to, in our opinion. But I loved I caught TNT with Charles Barkley. I'm a YouTuber, guys. So
I heard. I figured that when I saw that statement you made, I was like, oh yeah, because I caught the same thing too.
Right. So that was hilarious. Can KD play with the Dribble Brothers? And MB, what's your thought about that? Can they play with them?
I mean, KD can play with anybody because I mean, you see from this last game that happened, KD got his shots, right? But I mean, the thing is, I mean, you'd be fooled. I mean, he can play with anybody. I mean, his game feel to anybody. He's going to get his opportunities just where the game is. The biggest question to me, can the Dribble Brothers play with each other?
Wow.
KD can. But
And you
can the
hit the
Dribbles
nail
brothers
on
play
the
with
head.
each other? You
I
know,
don't believe they can.
and so
I
from this
think the
last,
move
go
to
ahead.
make is get Kyrie out of there. And this has nothing to do with all the outside stuff and you know him missing 7 games. I'm talking about strictly on court. Strictly on court. James Harden is the best playmaker on their team. He just is. And I think he's going to get frozen out because Kyrie is a lead guard. You basketball guys know exactly what that means. That means he's really a point guard with a 2 guard mentality. Being like he thinking shoot first, not pass. James is like you have to go see because everybody compares James Harden game to who he's been the last 6-7 years. What 6 years at Houston? But you forget who he was before when he had other people to play with. Okay, and when he had other people to play with, he dropping dimes. They brought him in, moved Russ to the 2. Okay, Russ Westbrook was the point guard there. They moved him to 2 and let James run the offense. That's who he is. He's not a guy that can just hang out, sit over there in the corner, or make cuts to the basket. That's not who he is. He wants to drop dimes. Just think about it. He comes first game with them and has a triple double. I think like 32 and 12 or something. But that's who he is. But then him and Kyrie play the same play together for the first time. What happens to his numbers? Drops to 21. And I think he had like 8 or something. But it dropped completely because he can't play like that. But look at Kyrie numbers. KD had 38. I think Kyrie had 37. That's who Kyrie is. But here's the problem. The Nets going to have to make a decision, MB. They're going to have to decide, do we want to win a championship or play, play 2 games and be out of the playoffs? Because with them 3, they're going to start eliminating themselves almost, MB. It's almost like fighting within themselves going to actually make it easier for the other team to defend them, if that makes any sense. And if you don't believe me, look at the game last night or the night before when they lost to Cleveland. I mean, yeah, Uncle already talking about defense, but the problem is, man, it's my turn, your turn, my turn. Like so you don't really have to defend everybody. You see Kyrie coming down the floor and you like, oh yeah, we can almost double this cat. He's still gonna shoot out of it. So I think that's the issue, MB.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, with Harden. So your statement with Harden, I think with him, this last game when they had all 3, they said he had a triple double. Here's the stats she was talking about. Like Durant was 12 for 25 for 38 points, 38 yards, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. Kyrie was for 15 for 28, only had 2 rebounds, 3 assists for 37 points. And James Harden, he's the one that to me sacrificed because I think I read somewhere where he only had like 2 shots in the first half, but to me that was more him making the commitment because he only had 14 shots, 14 attempts, 6 for 14, 10
Right.
rebounds, 12 assists for 21 points. So he's the one right now, that first game, that he's like, okay, let me adjust my game because he's a better facilitator than
Yeah.
Kyrie. And so, like you mentioned, like you look at his stats. Um, I was looking at that when you was talking. I mean, he averaged 10.4 assists,
Right.
Houston,
Right.
7.5, 7.5, so 11.2 at one point. So it's just more or less his shot counts need to get up, and that's the thing they got to do a better job.
But he
Kyrie
can't.
Irving don't need to be the one taking all the most shots out of those big 3.
MB, and it's the way he's taking those shots. Like Kyrie could be a monster if he allowed James to allow him to be or to make him one. You know what I'm saying? But Kyrie needs the ball to create. James is a playmaker that could create for Kyrie. It's just a different mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
so he
Mm-hmm.
has to have that ball if the Nets, and I'm going to say it again, they
Mm-hmm.
are better without Kyrie than they
Mm-hmm.
will be with him. I think
Mm-hmm.
they're the 3rd, maybe 4th best team in the East with Kyrie, to me, they're the number one team without it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And when I say number one, I'm still talking East, y'all.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, you can make. I can see how you can make that argument because shoot, they just beat Milwaukee, without Kyrie.
Right, right. So going at his mental again, and I want to stay completely away from that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
focus right on court. That's what I'm focused on court. What is he doing when he on the floor? And I just don't think their games meld or match. And here's the kicker, MB.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie's not an alpha. KD's not an alpha. There's only one alpha, and that's James. And here's the problem. Everybody like KD's an alpha. No, he's an assassin. That means he gonna get his 35 plus regardless. Now, the problem with that is he makes zero people around him better. Zero. So he gonna go out and get his 35, whether y'all arguing, fussing, fighting, or not shooting, it don't matter to him. He's gonna go out there and get his 35. But what James can do is make everybody else a player, because he's a playmaker, and he's gonna
Right.
demand you come to him. He can kick, he can throw the lob. I mean, he got the center that played with him, 60 million MB? I can't. What's the center that used to play for Houston?
Right, I forgot it. Golly, with the blonde hair, the black dude with the blonde hair. Yeah,
right. Like, you know what I mean? He's that type of guy. You know, him and Chris Paul, when he had a bona fide superstar who really is that dude, and Chris Paul, he's a Chris Paul injury away from them playing in the finals, man. You know, against the big time Golden State Warriors.
yeah, that's the name.
You
right
know,
there.
he's an injury away from that happening. Clint Capella, exactly.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Hey, Slaughterhouse, baby. Good looking out. What's going on, man? Hey, MB, this is one of my former players I used to coach. We need to get him on here, MB.
Nice.
He rocking the mic at Edward Waters up there in up there, down there to you, but up there for me in Jacksonville. He does a little, and he's a sports guy for them, man. So he's doing a great job. Proud of you, Justin. Listening to you, big fella. But yeah, man, Clint Capella, man, he made him a monster. And so I really feel like that's the move he should be making. Now, MB, this is the next question. And I know you ain't thought ahead. Since Kyrie won't work, I'm gonna throw it out there, give you a chance, and talk to the rest of y'all, and definitely Slaughter, throw this out here. Since I don't believe Kyrie gonna work in New York. So just go there with me, guys. Everybody go there with me and say he ain't gonna work. Okay. Even though some of you feel like he will. Who can he get traded to in the East that'll make them an instant champion? I mean, or champion contender that could give my Lakers a run. Who can Kyrie go to right now? And I'm a cheat, man. My brother and I was going at it yesterday, LB, and I brought this question to him, and he hit it out the park. I was like, oh my goodness, this definitely is interesting. I'd be scared in them finals if he went here.
Wow. Who would that be?
I'm still saying this, so he feel like he just stay right there.
Who would you say? I mean, to me,
in the East, who could?
Yeah, I mean, who would you say? Like Philly?
Okay, no, because that's being, again, he gets in. Him and being game don't go together because they both.
No, I'm thinking like you get them in the East and you got to give up somebody. If you saying we playing this what if game, right? I'm saying him in replace of Ben Simmons. Yeah. Because you're gonna have to give a draft capital to get rid of him. But okay, I know we on this if because I'm thinking like
I think this if is gonna be a reality
Oh,
too.
so you saying so your prediction is it's not gonna last a year?
Right? He gonna get
Oh,
moved.
nah, bro. I don't know. I don't
If
know
he
about
ain't
that.
gonna win, man.
I don't
They're
know
not
about
gonna
that.
win like this.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
But throw it out there. Throw it out there. Throw a team out there. You like Philly?
I'm saying as far as
Be say Philly.
far as the Lakers you saying make the trade to give the Lakers a challenge, right? That's a big if.
If everybody ain't trying to do that, you wasting your time, and that's why
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like so,
we 3 feet
I
because that's
said,
what we do over there.
I
In
said,
Lakerland, we
yeah,
thinking about what's going to destroy the competition. We don't think beat. We say destroy the competition.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I say
Okay,
either
and it
Philly
said
or
the Heat, MB,
huh?
and it says Joe boys, the Heat.
We don't need them at the Heat. I mean, we need some front line. When you talking about that, when you talking about front line, I mean, you talking about the Heat. I'm talking about we got to get some more threats in the low post because that's the thing with the
Right.
LeBron and AD. So you got to get somebody that's already got a threat down in the low post, and you add him to the mix.
I
You know?
like that, Annie. I
Yeah.
like that.
So
MB, I'm
I just said Philly, huh?
Pac Jam hit this thing out of the park.
What he say?
The Bucks.
Oh yeah. Oh the
That's
Bucks.
scary, LB.
Yeah.
That's scary. If the Bucks get that joker, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, LB. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
That's something that, hey, I'm gonna call it a cheat, like they did when we almost got Chris Paul to play with Kobe, and
Yeah.
they stopped it. I still remember that. They took 2 titles away from us with that trade when they ended that trade. But I'm gonna call Adam Silver and tell him you cannot allow this to happen. With COVID and all this stuff going on, you can't let Kyrie go to Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's a good one. I did think about that, but that's a good one. I was like, but yeah, it's a good one.
We start running out of answers, man. He get there, and that matchup. First of all, he gonna eat Schroeder alive. That ain't enough. That ain't enough, LB. And we ain't got enough for it. And then the Greek freak neutralizes AD. He neutralizes AD, man. And we got to get LeBron to just put the whole team on his back. The whole team. Can he do that for us? You know?
Hey, I know we on the if, but I'm with Aunt, man. That ain't gonna happen.
I'm not saying that's gonna happen.
I'm saying as far as I know we playing this if game, but just as far as they committed to this, bro.
Well,
They're
good luck, because this is built to fail.
only thing from a man, only thing now, the management is committed to this. Now, if Kyrie be like, man, this ain't gonna work, somebody be like, I'm out, then then yeah, I can see them trying to blow it up. But management, I can see them. And like I say, let Steve Nash earn his paycheck a little bit. Let's see if he can work this thing out, you know? But to me, it's still, what do you think the biggest issue, Klew? Those 3 playing together or the defense issues?
So obviously, Uncle hit nail on the head when you talk about defense.
Yeah.
Man, they let Colin Sexton, and no knock against him. Colin was obviously the number 1 pick of the draft. 2 years ago now? I think. Man, Colin hit 42 the other night, man. Colin's having a great year right now. He's averaging 27, but 42? MB? You don't even know who Colin Sexton is. And he hit 42. Okay? That's
Yeah,
what
I know who he is. He's from Alabama.
Problem. You don't listen, none of us can name Cleveland Cavaliers starting 5, man. None of us. Okay? Now I know everybody gonna say, well, that's their first game playing together and all that. But all of them played well, MB. Every last one of them. You just read the numbers. You just read the numbers. 38, 37. Like, what are they there to do? 50? Everybody Somebody got to score 59? 38, 37, 21. It'll be. So, okay. So, the style of play, first of all, they need two balls out there to play together. They need two. The one NBA regulation basketball ain't going to cut it. Two of them need the ball at the same time. Okay. So that's the first problem. Secondly, you traded your chances of the NBA championship away when you let Jared Allen go and didn't get DeAndre Jordan up out of there. That's who should have been walking. You know, word is that's KD homeboy, though. He tight with Kyrie. They done let that locker room foolishness whoop them. But Jared Allen, let's face it, guys, the last 2 years, last year, year before is what I'm talking about when I say last year. You couldn't come through the lane without him coming to see you. And that's when they went to the playoffs with them, with that young group that they just broke up. He was man in the middle. Now you got DeAndre Jordan, you know, the Clipper guy that got paid. He owe Chris Paul. Chris Paul making 45 a year, and he should be making probably 55 because DeAndre owe him 10 of his a year for creating all that off of lobs. Lob City made him. But nobody's afraid of him. They working him in the middle. So he's there supposedly to be a rim protector, defense, and catch the alley. Which one is he doing, MB?
Catching the alley. He was what? I think 6 or 7. It seemed like he was catching some alleys.
You see what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, Jared Allen should have been the guy. That should have been their guy playing. So I think they shipped away their defense, and they gotta you can't put any of those three on the bench, man. But that's the only way that can work if one of them ain't starting them, and that's not happening. But they cannot play together unless James Harden has the basketball and Kyrie is going to refute. Think about it. He left the sweetest situation that he could have ever been a part of with LeBron in Cleveland. Okay. To be an alpha. Then he got to Boston and said, I apologize to you, LeBron. This alpha thing ain't all what they said it was.
Right.
But he get right back into a situation where he think, okay, me and KD, it'll be my team. And they done throw Harden at you. That's why I think he got missing because Harden came.
There you go. Those conspiracy theories. There you go. There you go with those conspiracy theories.
Hey, he got missing because James, he didn't sign off for that, MB. That was KD signing off for that. He didn't sign off for that.
There you go, boy. You start a rumor. There you go. The conspiracy theory.
So now he don't want James coming in and taking over and being the guy. So he ain't getting up the ball, man. He say, I'm a point guard. I'm going to play point guard. Well, James Harden plays point guard, man. And as long as you got 2 point guards on the floor, that's not going to work, man.
Well, isn't that what was happening, though, Klew? Unc said, don't be so hard on Kyrie.
Hey, that's a Duke guy, man. I'm going to show him love, but I'm going to keep it 1,000. I ain't MB over here, man. I ain't talking about standards.
You ain't talking about who?
Standards.
There you go.
Hey, that's a Duke guy. But if it is what it is. You know what I mean? I love Kyrie. I just told y'all what will make me fear him. And playing for the New Jersey, Brooklyn Nets is not going to make me fear nothing they doing over there. Me in LA. I'm in LA, y'all.
So Klew, my question to you was, what you think a bigger issue, them on offense or them on defense?
See, I think it's both. You just got
I know it's both. I'm asking you which one is the biggest issue. Okay. Can they play together on offense?
You just lost to Cleveland, man. Both y'all ain't scored enough points either.
I'm asking you. That's what I'm saying. Because Cleveland, I know you talking about Colin Sexton, but Cleveland were one of the worst offenses in the league. You know,
because we talking about one time a year. As
Hmm?
oh man,
You said
hey,
what?
we talking about one time one part of the year. We talking about playoffs. You know, when you asking me this question, so
Yeah,
obviously defense is a problem. You know,
yeah. Yeah, I was just no, I was just saying because you was on Kyrie so hard as far as they can't play together, and he's the da 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 da. So I was just trying to figure out from you. I know that's why I asked you the hard question. Which one you think is bigger issue, them gelling on offense or the defense? You know?
well, you know, like you know, I'm gonna throw Kawhi up under the bus real quick because you know, remember
Uh-oh.
this was his city. LA was his city. You know, he had the little king charm in the little commercial, you know, driving in his car. But I think he over himself now. But Kawhi, Kawhi don't concern himself with playoffs. I mean, excuse me, with regular season. He saves
Right.
it for playoffs, MB. So, you know, in the regular season, if we talking about the entirety of the season, it was gonna boil down to offense. They you know, the entire way. However, I think, you know, obviously we talking about playoffs. I think they gonna slide in at a fourth or fifth seed, man. Y'all watch it.
Do you? Wow.
Fourth or fifth seed, man.
Yeah, you mentioned in the East, you say they what like the fourth team. Which teams are better than them in the East, you think?
The one you named first, Philly,
Philly?
definitely Boston, and Milwaukee. They ain't gonna have they ain't got no answers for those three. I'm not a Heat guy, you know that. I think y'all caught lightning in the bar. I think that show is over. Reason being, y'all didn't get any better. You actually lost guys. So you know if you could explain to me how you finished against the LA team that you said y'all had to play perfect basketball in order to have any kind of chance to beat. And then y'all answer to that is to allow a guy to go, not bring any big name in, not bring any small name in that can help you. That was y'all answer. Y'all locked up what you had. So that's a real
Amen, brother.
disaster, man. How the best team in the NBA, the team holding the trophy, made all the moves? I don't understand that. Hey, LB, I'm gonna say it again. Right after we did pull that out, we light years ahead of everybody else. I'm with Lakers, baby. I'm with I'm with Golden State Warriors front office. We light years ahead of everybody else.
Hey, hey, you know, I ain't got no argument, especially with LeBron and AD. I mean, just one thing, like I say, they don't get the credit for it, just the leadership, man. When you
Right.
talk about that, I mean, that's another thing, the leadership, you
Yeah,
know?
they gonna struggle there too because
That's the thing, the leadership, man. That's the biggest thing. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the correct leadership from the player standpoint, man, you're wasting your time, you know?
whoop, there it is, MB.
Yeah, yeah. Well, amen, brother. That's why the Lakers can blow it up and start over again because I mean, obviously they were set up that way anyway. They had to get it done. But the leadership, man, when you got LeBron and you got AD, the leadership they brought to the table, I mean, they get it done. That was the thing that was lacking with the Clippers, you
And
know?
I think the Greek freak signed that ridiculous 200 million, baby, when he could have been in LA with us winning if he'd have waited one more year. Why would he do that to himself? He want to be a loser, MB. He want the paper. Hey, I ain't blaming him now. I ain't, hey, that guaranteed. Listen, I ain't mad at him, but I'm just
You feel them, huh?
I sure feel it. But boy, if you could have got over there with us, LeBron rolled off into the sunset, baby, and letting you and AD do y'all thing. And then we'd have made a move for getting Damian over there too. He next. I keep
Good
telling
Lord, you trying to get a super team, huh?
Damian Lillard. No, I'm talking
Yeah,
about this as LeBron starts transitioning off.
oh,
You
you already got a plan, huh?
Yeah, we going over there to Portland, man. We're gonna take all Portland stuff.
You got a plan, man. You got a plan.
Hey, MB, we listen, we not one of them teams finna wait around and think we good enough to take. Oh yeah, we locked this group up, so we good. Man, we rent these people, man.
Yeah, no doubt. And they know it. They know it. They getting it done.
Hey, but we pay good rent now. We pay good rent.
Yeah.
MB and after these 2 years, like Graham Harrell, like listen, after these 2 years, his market value skyrockets after 2 rings. Not one, not just two for him, but it'll be three for us.
Right.
All right, let me get off my horse. Yeah, no, man, he don't want to play with Steph, man.
No, he wanted your boy Draymond over there.
Man, hey, Golden State need to make that trade. Hey, he ain't the best dude at his position over there. I keep telling you, Pascal is better than him. So Golden State need to make that trade. Get off of that big money they done paid him.
Oh, you say Pascal better than him? That's the first time I heard you say that. Is he?
Pull up. Hey, your numbers got
No, I'm saying that. Is that what you're saying? That's the first time I heard you.
Cry about it Monday.
You said what?
I said pull up Draymond triple singles and Pascal double doubles. Well, he don't get exactly a double double, but he floating around 7-8 boards. But Pascal's a baller. He's a player for real.
No, I was saying that's the first time I heard you say that about him.
Oh, now
about Pascal.
Out of Villanova, he won the championship with them when they won last.
No, I know who he is. That's the first time I heard you say that he was better than Draymond. That's why I asked you that.
Oh man, that cause we be arguing about Draymond, and
I ain't arguing with you about Draymond. I just made a statement that I don't know what we was talking about. Harold, different player. I was just saying Draymond's a different player.
And you'll see why I'm talking about Draymond. Draymond needs to be moved. You'll see it when you look at their numbers.
No. I ain't arguing with you about that. I told you I was the one to say Draymond as far as even though he's still 30. I don't want to say from physical standpoint he went down, man. Remember that? So I'm not arguing about him. Yeah. We was arguing about or discussing about how you were saying I said that initially we start with Harold. I said, well, there's two different type of players. Draymond's more defensive player. He's not asked to score. You don't want him to score. He's a poor man, port forward, where he just distribute and get the ball to those other guys, Splash Brothers and all that.
Let's not go back down this, man.
I ain't going no with you. I'm just saying.
No superstar, no star, no all-star, and pay him like that and say that's what you asking for. That just don't exist.
You said what? Kayla, what? What are you talking about?
I say you can't ask for him to do just those things that you just said and not be great at them. Nobody gets paid like that. And not great at them and getting talked about like he's some all-star superstar type of guy. When you mention like a Dennis Rodman, he was locked down. That means he eliminated a guy and he got everything off the rim. What does Draymond do like that? Like what?
I mean, you talk. I mean, right now, Draymond's on the back. Now, you talking about in his prime? What did he do? What did he ever do?
What did he do at that level to deserve? Oh, they got 4 superstars or 3 superstars before KD got there, and him going to All-Star games. What did he do at that type of level that said, okay, yes, he deserves that? That's all I'm asking.
Well, I mean, and you would know better than me, but it was just the defensive stuff. That was the offense. He was just a facilitator at that from a point forward position. But defense, he was defensive player of the year. So that from that standpoint, what he was led to lead and still like that.
Playing free safety and playing. It's like being MB. It's like playing free safety and playing any safety position for Kansas City. Get what you gonna do? You gonna eat? Because guess what they have to do, MB. Every time y'all on the field, get what they gotta do? Throw the ball down the field, don't they? Mm-hmm. Whoever y'all playing, you gonna get way more opportunities than you did a year ago with another team. Because every team playing from behind. Every team, every week playing from behind, MB.
Mhm. Oh, that's what you're saying from a defensive standpoint.
Right,
What they were
that's what
playing.
I'm looking at. Yeah, so he playing free safety. He back there getting steals. Then every guy he's guarding got to force it. If he don't force it, y'all down 15. And you look up again, y'all down 30. Like, listen, man, this crazy.
Mhm.
People don't factor that stuff into it, but from a football standpoint, look, man, listen, you gonna get more opportunities, to make plays because of what this other team got to do. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be able, you ain't got to worry about the run game, and they down 17-0 in the first quarter. MB, what happened to their running game? It's done. We ain't even thinking run. Oh, we in the back pedal while he audibling. you done already started trying to get up out of there into your drop because you laughing. You like, oh, I'm finna eat. I ain't got to worry about none of that foolishness. You finna fake play action for who? Who cares about that? Man, y'all down.
Wow. Okay. Y'all heard it from Klew. So he need to get back at his defensive player of the year trophy got an asterisk mark on it.
Oh man.
Because I mean that's a great point. I mean, I can see the benefits of him. I mean, shoot, he fourth, fifth option on offense, right? But defense, I'm thinking, man, I know Klay Thompson plays some defense, and well, you had some other guys play some defense too.
Right. And see,
Yeah, you had some other
Klay
guys.
actually got neglected because he played the best guard on the team. Whoever that guard was, whether it's Damian Lillard, or two guard and Paul George, he got that assignment. You see what I'm saying? So he deserved every accolade, and I really felt like he deserved more than what he was getting. Because he really had the man up. Hey, no night offs, MB. He never had a night off. Curry around there shooting from half court and then gonna guard the worst dude on the court, even if it's Klay stuck. Klay is stuck because everybody got guards in the NBA. So he's stuck and he got whatever that guard is, whether he a guard point forward like a LeBron or he's a true point guard like Damian Lillard. He's stuck with him, MB. So, well, we appreciate y'all, man, for coming through, hollering at us. Hey, Carolyn, we love you too, honey. She done slid in there. We appreciate you coming through there, double lady, man. We love y'all. Keep us locked. Share us. Hit the like button, all the emojis. We appreciate y'all, man, for doing that. MB, from you got anything in closing?
Oh no, you good, brother. I was looking at looking at your boy. No, you good?
Who? What boy?
Oh no, Draymond. I was reading his Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. You gonna
Now y'all heard it from Klew. Klew say Draymond was garbage.
No.
But no, you brought up a good point. Huh?
He was exactly what Unc said. He brought energy and a passion to win. But that's not all-star, defensive player of the year, and superstar level. If it is, they should be winning now. That's all I'm going to say. They should be killing now. If it is. Because all those things he just said, energy and a passion to win, MB, he's still in his prime with them two. He still bring energy. He just got thrown out last night. He got thrown out.
He got a technical for chewing out his own player.
Yeah. Oh man, we appreciate y'all, man. From sideline to baseline, MB and Klew, we are gone.
Peace.